Good morning. Look at all the flannel shirts. Tyler set it up. That's awesome. So today we're going to talk about 5 to 9 inch aperture height metal detectors. So agenda today, we're going to how to find it on our website, what is a metal detector, where the unit is found in the production line, upstream, downstream equipment, how the metal detector works, benefits, features, industries used in, and some of the key points and questions when we're talking to customers. So to find it on Sigma's website, go to packaging equipment, go to product inspection, go down to 5 to 9 inch aperture. So metal detector that has an opening or aperture that lets the product move through, and it will detect if there's any metal in the product so it can be discarded, rejected from the production line. So metal contamination in food. There's ferrous, non-ferrous, and stainless steel. As you can see the differences there. This was a point that Zach brought up to me, HACCP plan. Some companies have it, some companies don't. And that's going to determine what size metal that they can find in their product, okay? So some upstream and downstream equipment. Metal detectors can be found in a lot of different areas in the production line. So upstream and downstream can be a lot different in different applications. But you can find grinder, filler, cappers, induction sealers, vertical form seal, mixer, blenders, upstream, and then downstream, accumulation tables, ink coaters, cartoners, case packers, check weighers, palletizers, and stretch wrappers. It's just endless, correct? So here's a production line of ground beef. As you can see, it starts out at the frozen cutter, spiral conveyor, meat chopper, then the metal detector, leveling conveyor, x-ray machine possibly, shuttle rejector, and then the scale at the end. Here is a chicken nugget line, I think it is. So as you can see, the product flow goes from there. The metal detector is kind of right there in the middle. And this is just the start of a line, but there's also other things that we can talk to our customers about, and that is possibly a frozen block flaker, meat grinder, a paddle blender, and a spiral mixer at the beginning, and then it will flow into here. And then downstream, we can talk to them about palletizers, automatic turntable, stretch wrappers, and other things. So some real life consequences. As you can see, there's a lot of product that can be recalled when they find metal in their product. 228,000 pounds of canned meat. Tyson recalled 11 million pounds of frozen chicken strips. And then Wise Markets announced that they had more than 11,000 containers of ice cream. So how a metal detector works, it transmits coil generation of electromagnetic field from the top and bottom, and as you can see, the little nut there is going through, and it detects that, it breaks that electronic field, and it causes the metal detector to find that and reject that product. So our first video here.
Finding the smallest metal contaminants is a challenge for many bakery, meat, poultry and seafood, ready meal and dairy food producers. This challenge is due to the fact that these types of product exhibit a phenomenon called product effect. This is where the product itself limits the achievable size of metal found by the metal detector. Many factors contribute to product effect: high salt or moisture content, temperature variations, whether a product is wet or dry, packaging material, product consistency and density, product size and shape, and product position and orientation on the line. For traditional metal detectors, product effect can lead to higher false reject rates and waste product, contaminated products reaching supermarket shelves and the consumer's dinner table, product recalls, and irreparable damage to your brand. This costs your business time, money, and loss of reputation. The solution to product effect is a Profile Advantage metal detection system. By using multi-simultaneous frequency technology and product signal suppression, it can deliver up to 50% improved detection sensitivity, whilst virtually eradicating the occurrence of false rejects for all challenging product effect applications, irrespective of packaging material. Profile Advantage systems detect and reject smaller pieces of metal to protect your brand, support compliance with international food safety standards, help lower your costs, and allow you to increase productivity.
So some of the key points there that I took out there is every metal detector works in different environments. It could be wet, it could be dry. Here in our shop, it's all dry. So when a customer gets it, they're gonna have to get it calibrated. Here's another video that the marketing team did.
Welcome to Sigma Equipment. Today's cycle test includes a SafeLine Power Phase Pro metal detector. This particular machine is operating on a 120 volt system, single phase, with the air requirements set to 45 psi. This left to right metal detector has an effective height aperture of 6 inches, with the conveyor having a width of 40 inches. The HMI touchscreen allows for sensitivity adjustments, reject management, as well as the creation of new product records. Metal detectors are used in production lines as one necessary component in a quality assurance system. Today we will be cycling 4 different materials to the detector. First is a sample of ferrous metal with a diameter of 3.6 millimeters. The second sample is a non-ferrous metal with a diameter of 3.8 millimeters. The third sample is stainless steel with a diameter of 5 millimeters. And the fourth and final sample is an empty plastic tray. The product is sent through the in-feed side of the conveyor. If metal is detected in the product, a pneumatic arm will retract the conveyor, allowing the product to fall below the conveyor into a reject trough. If no metal is detected, the flat top table will stay in place and the product will be carried to the end of the conveyor to the next process. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to our channel. To learn more about metal detectors and other equipment, please visit us at sigmaequipment.com.
All right, some of our manufacturers that we work with, Loma, and everybody knows that we do work with Loma because we sell their product new. Metal of Toledo and Fortress. Metal of Toledo is basically SafeLine. Some of the industries, meat, poultry, fish, dry foods like cereal, grains, dairy, snack foods, bakery, fruit, vegetables, and pet food. So some key features, of course, the reject. There can be a lot of different rejects on these. Air blast, retracting conveyor like this one, a drop down, push arm, diverter, and a belt shutoff, and possibly a light stack to show that there has been detection. And then also wash down units. So some takeaways for acquisitions. Last date that it was in production, product last ran, effective height and width, the product flow, and when I say effective height is actually the height underneath the opening to the belt, because aperture size is actually bigger than that from the OEM because they're not taking consideration of the belt, okay? So effective. Product flow from right to left, left to right. Type of reject, maximum product weight, and weight is very important as also because if it's a real lightweight, it can be air blown off. If it's heavier, might have to be an actual arm or stop the belt and take it off. Functional video always helps if you can get that. And then cells, what product are they going to be running? The height of the product, so we know what effective that we're going to use. Product flow, left to right, right to left. Type of reject needed, and then the weight of the product. And logistics, all these are very fragile and need to be on an air ride trailer, okay? For shop takeaways, we do cycle test in in the shop with test samples, as you can see there on the side, the test samples and the tablets and the cards. They can do that. Once Sigma sells the metal detector, we have to make sure we inform our customers that they need to get this unit calibrated for their production, okay? Because we do not calibrate here at Sigma. There's a lot of different, the OEM can get that, or there's a lot of third-party companies that can do that service for them. So some questions, engineering questions. What is the effective aperture opening? How wide is the conveyor? How long is the conveyor belt? And that is critical because sometimes customer calls and goes, I need a metal detector, but it's in this production line and only have 60 inches. And if you got one that's 80 inches, it's not going to work. What is the height of the conveyor from the conveyor to the floor? And is there any adjustments? Sometimes they're on casters with no adjustments. Reject method. And then what type of conveyor belt? It could be a plastic mat like this one, or it could be a smooth. So we need to know what that conveyor belt is. And then the standard electrical questions. As you can see, this is the machine here, J8193. It's a safe line, 42 inches wide, 7 inches tall, but the effective is 48 inches wide and 5.75, as we talked about. Reject method is the retracting conveyor. It is left to right, and it can be rented, and it's got a functional video. So we kind of went over a lot of different things, how they do work, and then they detect ferrous, non-ferrous, and stainless steel to keep our customers, to have their product calibrated through the metal detector to keep our consumers safe when they're getting their product from the store. And then they are used in a lot of different industries. Questions or comments?